There's going to be plenty of times where you don't feel like waking up, but you do it anyway. You don't feel like getting your workout in, but you do it anyway. You don't feel like drinking your 30 ounces of water, but you do it anyway. You don't feel like reading that book, but you do it anyway. You don't feel like making that sales call, but you do it anyway. You don't feel like eating clean, but you do it anyway, because that is what greatness demands of us.
So those days you don't want to do it, guess what you got to do? You got to suck it the fuck up and do it. Stay hard.
But there's so few people that can relate to their experiences once they come out of the crowd anyway, that they're always going to live to some degree in a heightened sense of sort of loneliness. They can find a tribe at home and with family and with a partner, but it's never the same as having, you know, what you see other people have from your hometown.
Suffering is the true test of life. And so that cookie jar travels in my brain. So whenever I get put in a situation where I have poopy pants, the woe is me mentality of, oh my God, life sucks, I take a second, I take the 1 second decision. I step out of my life for 1 second, go in the cookie jar, pull up, oh, motherfucker, you were in 3 hell weeks and finished 2. One of those hell weeks, a guy died because it was so bad. Oh, you are a motherfucking badass. You are. I put it back in the cookie jar and I remember who the I really am.
Yeah, the guy in the ring is your enemy, but if all you're trying to do is kill him, then you expose yourself. You leave yourself vulnerable. God protects yourself. Make his mistakes be his destruction.
There is no perfect time to start. You got to start now with changing your life. We're all being tested in life. And guess what? This is one test you can't cheat on. We all have our own test. Some of us are obese. Some of us are depressed. Some of us are insecure. In the military, we had this big old rucksack on the back. Had batteries, water, extra gear. Your extra gear is the shit you're dealing with in life. And the only way to overcome it is for you and you alone to face it.
I can attack that weakness. I can fill in that gap. I can reinforce that breach. If you break, it means it's time to fortify your will to make it stronger.
The greatest version of you demands that you are extreme. I can tell you this, that every great person I know has this extreme personality, this intense, passionate desire to cut out negativity, to constantly lean into the sides of their comfort zone, to keep the promises to themselves, even when you don't feel like doing things, by the way.
Mastering something is always about yourself. And if you want to master yourself, well, you're gonna challenge and face yourself. And this is happening alone.
All I care about is fitness. All I care about is being a better man. And you guys just don't understand that. You look at the finite details and you try to compare yourself to me, but you don't have the same story as I do. So don't ever do that.
And I'm not saying don't believe in God or what you believe in, but right now, for you to find greatness in yourself, you're not gonna find it by looking in a book or by even hearing me. I may give you the spark, but you've got to go inside yourself to find it.
You have the opportunity to show the world, the whole world, what you are really made of.
Where you fight, anger is your biggest tool. Fighting angry, that drains you twice as fast.
The superpower of learning to be alone and enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's critical, and I do think that these times where you just think about things, just be alone and think about things, are so rare these days. And I think during those rare times is when you really get to understand what you actually believe or don't believe.
The mark that they leave can be the mark of victory or it can be the mark of defeat. Because every time you break, and in every way that you break, while it's a chance, it's definitely a chance for you to give up and for you to just to fall apart. But there's also opportunity.
All these insecure people putting their insecurities on you, you gotta flush it out. You gotta just be whoever the hell God or whatever the hell you believe in. If you believe in nothing but yourself, I don't care what it is. You gotta take everything and throw it away. You have to believe in one thing, and that is yourself.
but I want to inspire people because I came from nothing. So don't ever disrespect me. You don't know me.
Don't play the game. Don't argue, don't discuss, don't negotiate. You tell that snake of a lawyer that's in your head to shut up. Tell him you don't want to hear it. Tell him you don't need to hear it because you are not the guilty party. You are in the right. You are on the side of strength and stability, and you don't need approval from this lazy lawyer to go and do what you're supposed to do.
I realize you go higher, you go even more alone. Why? Because nobody is willing anymore to invest their energy in going higher, because it's becoming more difficult.
I think coming to terms with the idea that I could be absolutely rejected by everyone I know, but like me, I was more okay with that because the alternative was I didn't want to live anymore. And so obviously there's degrees and there's continuums and there's stages of where people are at with that. But as that being the taken to its logical extreme, would I rather live for them than live for me? I would rather be hated by everyone and like myself.
There is no excuse for not living up to your fullest potential. No excuse. I told you, I didn't get a new daddy. I didn't get a new mama. What changed? I changed. And I stopped being a victim. I stopped saying I've got to wait for good things to happen to me. And I said I'm a victor and not a victim.
Deep breaths, kid. Deep.
You are up on the cards. You're winning this. You are going to win this. But just keep smart and keep away from him. He's going to sleep this time. He's going out this round.
I should have stopped this fight with your father. I'm stopping this one now.
Don't, okay? Let me finish. I got to prove it.
Prove what?
I'm not a mistake.
And as you take the form of who you are supposed to be, you will see that in the very act of standing up, in the very act of fighting on, you will become and you will remain unbroken.
If you're going through that right now, and I promise you, every single person who wants to do something with their life and has done something with their life has gone through the exact chapter that you're going through. And it's the lonely chapter. It's the chapter where you don't fit in with your own friends, but you don't have the outcomes yet to fit into a new group of friends. And you're doing this thing, you're consuming content on the internet, you're doing these free tutorials online to try and figure out how to set up a podcast and where do I host this thing? And then you're going through this and you're like, is this even worth it? Because you have no signs of success.
You have to make that start. You have to separate yourself from the pack. You have to be willing to spend time with yourself. You have to be willing to start cutting things out of your nutritional program. Eat healthy, get enough rest, get enough sleep. All of these things come into play of finding your purpose. And it's almost sacrificing. You have to sacrifice.
Call those creditors up. Explain to them what's going on. Set up some kind of a minimum payment plan so you can start making some progress and get them off your back. And then you got your job. Right? You're falling behind at work. Okay, talk to your boss. Face it. Tell him that you're going to step up your game. Tell him you're going to be at work early, you're going to be at work late, you're going to be at work during lunch, you're going to be wherever you need to be whenever he needs you to be there.
I've trained 99% of my life alone. No one pat me on the back. I did all of the work alone. And while I'm still hard on myself, I know what I did.
You need to tell you.
Pain of being ostracized from the group of friends that you used to have. But you're stuck in this messy middle where you haven't yet worked out who you are on the other side of this. And that lonely chapter that's in the middle is something that I would say almost nobody that I've ever met who has gone from a place where they are to a place where they want to be hasn't gone through.
All of man's problems arise because he cannot sit by himself in a room for 30 minutes alone.
The path in reaching so many different people was not it started with a big group already. It came to this because of balance. The balance of having so many years of just walking this path alone, and still continuously walk alone.
I'm still gonna be a millionaire. I'm still gonna be one of the top motivational speakers in the world. No, I didn't grow up on that side of the town. No, my mama don't have no network. No, I don't know a whole lot of people. No, I'm not at a country club. No, I don't play golf, and I don't plan on playing no time soon. But I'm still gonna be successful. I'm still gonna get you where they are. Why? Because I owe it to myself. And can't nobody stop me but me. And you need to get rid of them excuses, and you need to stop pointing fingers at people. And you need to start pointing fingers at yourself. What did you not do?
Even though it's tiring and exhausting, and you're sweating your ass off, and you're tired as can be, small down payment that you're willing to pay every day for the large investment of a greater life. You only got one life, guys.
Who on this fucking earth would still be going right now? You are. You are.
Most people don't create the time, the space in order to converse with themselves, in order to think, in order to get to know who they are. Know thyself. Why? Because if you know yourself, you know your tendencies, you know your habits, you know your behaviors, you know what you're good at, you're bad at, what's your weakness, what's your strength. You can develop a strategy, a plan to build yourself up. If you don't know who you are, you don't know where you're going, you're going to end up in limbo.
There are no breaks. I hate to tell people that, right? Because today's time, everybody wants it fast. You can be popular, but to be great, Monday on top of Tuesday, Tuesday on top of Wednesday, Wednesday on top of Thursday, Thursday on top of Friday, Friday on top of Saturday, Saturday on top of Sunday. And start over, and start over, and start over, and start over. And true greatness is always evolving.
And it's saying stop. Wherever that is, you gotta get there first. And then that's when that shit starts to work for you. You gotta control yourself in that moment.
You can look at certain people in your lives that are struggling in certain situations, and oftentimes it's a result of continually unkept commitments to themselves.
Their passion is all
about the elements and what's going on. You gotta get out there and get it. And that's taking souls, and obviously, he wasn't the only one that thought about taking the day off. Because the storm is coming in right now, and there's not a soul out here but me.
Stand up, dig in. Line up those problems and confront them, face them, fight them. Do not let them bring you down.
So whenever times get bad for people, all this, who's gonna carry the boats and law, that's real. I hate that people know me for that guy, because that guy is not every fucking day. Like when they see me, they want that energy. That's not me every day.
It was just me alone in the gym, me alone in the mirror, me alone in my head. No one did it for me. I worked for it, and I'm never gonna let someone else take that from me.
You know, you'll start getting away from people that are negative. You only want to be around positive. You'll start like not wasting your time on things that aren't productive, and you will start taking your time and energy and putting it into things that you enjoy doing that are productive for yourself. So once you find yourself, you will find your creativity, and you will find the true purpose and what God created you to do.
People love the planning phase because it's very comfortable. Then from the planning phase, you gotta go to execution. So the execution phase we all hate, because that's where the real work begins, and that's when the failure happens, and the failure, and the failure. So, but you know, that's kind of how you have to do it.
To build yourself up, to have a certain amount of, let's say, responsibility for yourself. This is why I'm emphasizing all the time in all of these years, make yourself strong.
This is just what I want to say because I care about you guys. There's so many people out there who don't know their purpose and they want to be like other people. So you were born special. You were born with a gift. You were born with being able to bring your own unique abilities and gift to this world, and you have so much more to offer. So guys, I just encourage you to find it, trust and believe in yourself, and never quit and never give up.
When you train alone, and I lived alone for so many years in this misery, and you're able to get out of it by yourself, I can take myself to such a level of real passion and purpose, and like the feeling I get is something I can't even explain by myself. I don't need anyone. That's why people come to me to motivate them. No one can motivate me.
Solitude is key because it creates the silence and the space in order for you to grow. And in the darkness, putting in the work, in the quiet hours, that's where winning is made.
you always have to be the person who roots for you before everyone else does. And it's usually a single clap in the auditorium for a very long period of time. It is a slow clap that's just you rooting for you. And that visual, I think, is one that you can kind of take because it is.
We have a factory, a nice governor in our brain, and it's a survival mechanism. It protects us from pain and suffering. The second we feel that shit, our mind says, oh no, this isn't fun. We should back off. We should sit down, find something more comfortable. And there's something about the mind. The mind has the tactical advantage over you at all times.
People struggle to do things alone. And the path of the exceptional person is one of an exception, which means that you are not with other people. And rather than fighting that or bemoaning it, see it as an indicator that you're on the right path. Because if everyone else were cheering you on, then it means you're not in the right place, because it means you're just like everyone else, and that's not where you want to be.
So if you know that at 40% I'm feeling pain, at 40% I'm feeling pain, that's where the 40% rule kicks in. Now it starts. Okay, I'm feeling pain. My mind's saying all this shit to me. It's saying get out of here, run, flee. The fight or flight kicks in. Okay, we're done. We're not good enough. It starts telling you all these things. You start to believe it because the mind controls all. This is the time where you have to gain control back of your mind.
That lawyer in your head is good. Real good. He's got all kinds of legalese in his pocket that he's going to throw at you.
You actually want to, again, rest your mind. You want to learn how to settle into your mind. And now I look forward to solitary confinement. You leave me alone for a day, it'll be like the happiest day I've had in a while. And that is a superpower that I think everybody can attain.
Work expands to fill the time allotted for it. That if you have 2 hours of work to do and 8 hours of time, you will stretch that work over 8 hours. Parkinson's law also says that work contracts to fill the time allotted for it. If you have 8 hours of work to do, and because of an emergency you have to have it done in 2 hours, you will get it done in 2 hours. Highly effective people are always setting tight, stringent, disciplined deadlines on themselves so they get more work done in a short period of time rather than less work done in a long period of time.
That doesn't mean give up. In fact, it means the opposite. It means it's time for you to fight harder, to dig in. It means it's time for you to go on the war path.
That's the thing about being alone. It's not that you feel like you don't have anybody. It's like you feel like nobody has you. And man, and I know especially when we're young, we can't even put it into words, but we can feel that. And I remember a lot as a child feeling that way. You know, just feeling like nobody has me.
Winners define themselves by what they made happen, and losers define themselves by what happened to them.
It is the mark of a great fighter when he has character plus skill, because a fighter with character and skill will often rise and beat a better fighter because of this. Character is that quality upon which you can depend under pressure and other conditions. Character makes the fighter predictable. Character helps him win.
Every transformation always gets worse before it gets better. It's supposed to be that way. The journey you're embarking on here with NFT 28 is not an easy path. It's not for the ill-hearted or the weak-natured. It's for the strong people. And before you embark on this journey, mentally you have to prepare yourself for it, knowing it's going to get worse before it gets better. When you embark this journey, you must know that it's going to go down before it comes up. But when it comes up, it's going to go so much higher than you've ever been. Sacrificing today for tomorrow's betterment. If you're a guy that's just working out for the first time in this program, you hit a couple workouts, you're going to feel this soreness you've never felt before. That's the DOMS effect. Delayed onset muscle soreness. It's supposed to be that way. It means you're using muscles you haven't used before. Your body's waking up. Sharpening your arsenal for perfection of what you can be. But if you didn't know that, mentally, you didn't prepare for that, you think something's wrong, maybe it's time to stop. No, it's time to move even further.
You read a bunch of fucking books and you think that you know how the fucking mind works and shit. I had gone through hell since a kid and then all the way up until now.
Right.
So I know, so that theory is bullshit. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out there you can read from people. I had lived hell. And when you put yourself in hell, that's the only time you can figure out how the fuck to get through that motherfucker. You can't read somebody else's book about some theory on how to do shit. Some guy who sat up in their nice warm office and wrote some book with a nice cup of coffee in the fucking hand. No, I want to see that guy who immersed himself in fucking hell, and he thought about quitting and leaving and his wife and his kids, and why am I here? Is it worth it? All this crazy shit, and still said and found out a way to get through it. So basically that's the bottom line of it all.
That fit body is there, and you think it's way over there, and that's the lie. So the lie is, another guy comes in the gym, he walks in like, hey man, you can't lift that. And he walks by and you feel shame again. But you don't let nobody do that to you. I'm here to tell you. In fitness, it's one thing that you say, you know what? I am fit. Even if you don't see it. And you know what fit people do? Fit people go to the gym. Fit people don't eat donuts. Fit people eat protein.
There comes a day where being average, being mediocre is just sickening to you. It's just sickening. It makes you want to throw up because you've seen people with far less talent than you. As you're growing up with them, their childhood buddies, whatever else, they didn't have what you had. Yet now they're fucking to become something that you haven't. There comes that day. It's either when you're young and it strikes you on the baseball field because you're sick of striking out. It's when you get fired from your 5th job, you know, when your wife and kids are on your ass because you don't know how to support them anymore. There comes a fucking day where push comes to shove. Where being mediocre and being like average and shit just fucking burns. It sucks so much. You can't deal with it one more day. And you get off your fucking ass. And you create something that's always been there. It's always been inside of you trying to come out.
The matter that you show up and try and act week after week, month after month, year after year, with a little bit of intelligence, you start to get better and better and better. You start to become more articulate. So this thing, even if the action is poor action, you're going to learn something from it. And it's so easy to talk yourself out of action, but it's so important to remember that life rewards action, not intelligence, not smarts in your brain, but action into the world. And discipline is necessary in our life in order to generate consistent, systematic action. Until you measure something that matters, you do not know if you're disciplined.
As you grow up, they told you that, you know, you were a chunky kid, you were a big kid when you were born, you were clumsy, and you start believing the fact that you're supposed to be fat your whole life. You're supposed to be clumsy your whole life. And then you start believing the fact that, you know, hey, because dad works 3 jobs and dad's always broke, that you're supposed to be broke. That that's just how it is in our family. That is not. You could be the one in your family to change the trajectory of your bloodline. I'm the one in my family. And it is important for you to take that pen back that people have written in your book of life and realize there's many other pages that are blank that you could start rewriting how the story goes. But you have to give yourself permission first. Permission to heal. Permission to realize that you're not broken, that you are lovable, you are worthy, that you are capable. You have everything you need.
You've got to figure out what the priorities are and then execute on those things. But you got to figure out what the biggest priority is at any given time. Like I said, whether it's this business or your family or your health, at certain times you got to say, all right, I got to pay attention to my family right now. I can feel things are getting a little bit sketchy over there. Or, all right, my family seems solid right now. I got to focus on this part of the business. And then within the business, this particular section of the business, so you go right on down the line.
If you're worried about something that someone did to you years ago, you're being a pussy to yourself, man. You're not getting out there and squeezing that fucking soul out every day.
Yeah.
If you grind hard, man, I ain't got time to worry about your monkey ass. I ain't got time to worry about you, man. Tomorrow, I got to go back to the grind. And tomorrow, I go back to the grind again and again and again and again. I don't have time to put you into the hate bank. There's no hate. It's all filtered out, man, through the grind. People don't get it. There's great joy in the grind. Great joy in the suffer. It totally cleanses your body out, man, of any kind of hate. Makes you grow up. And so I found great strength in suffering. Great strength in it because why? Through all of that, it started to callous my mind over the victim's mentality. This whole thing about suffering, yeah, it sucks. Really bad. Really, really bad. But we all live on this side of suffering. This nice box that's very comfortable that we know when everything's going to happen.
Where you are in life right now is not who you are. Who you were has created the life that you're living right now, but who you are is a different version of yourself. You have felt pain. You have learned lessons, hopefully. You have gone through things that previous self didn't know or hadn't experienced. And now you are equipped with a different perspective, with different skills, and a better understanding of what decisions need to be made to change the outcome that you are currently living in.
We're in it, it's good. We know how everything's gonna turn out. It's those few people who are willing to go on this side of suffering. And once they get through that, ask him how he feels now. His mind, how far he grew. In that short period of time, he grew so much more than the normal person because he was willing to go outside himself. Because on the other end of suffering is greatness.
You have to understand that if you look at it as if what you're experiencing right now as who you are closing off the ability to make any changes to the current circumstances.
Then there's a small percentage that had a medical problem, and then there's a small percentage that got performance drop, meaning they couldn't perform the runs, the swims, the technical aspects of the job, and they failed, and they get dropped. But the vast majority of people, they quit, but they don't usually say that. And even in their mind, they probably don't believe it. They probably believe, well, you know, it was my leg, and once my leg was hurting, I knew I was gonna have a hard time on the runs, and since I wasn't gonna be able to make the runs, that's why I quit. But it wasn't really quitting, it was because of my leg. Like I said, it's a very strange and really kind of a mystical thing.
Excuses. You're talking there about people making excuses. Yeah. What have you come to learn about the nature of excuses and if they are our friends, our enemies, if they're ever useful?
Your excuses will destroy you and take everything that you ever wanted from you if you let them.
I got big goals this year, but in true guidance fashion, there'll always be setbacks. So people think I killed that 300-pound man of mine. Oh no, he lurks. That's my inner bitch. Whenever I'm in a setback, he pops up in my mind. This morning, I smell in the kitchen, bacon and eggs cooking. That big boy in my mind, he's always waiting with a knife and fork in one hand. There'll always be complications and setbacks before the finish line. We must be ready for him. Ha ha! Stay hard!
I became obsessed with being the baddest motherfucker that God ever created. Am I that? I don't care. I believe it. And I was trying to tell him, once you become obsessed with something, obsessed, it's okay to be unbalanced for a while. It's okay. Don't be all this stuff people say, you gotta be balanced. To be the best in the world at what you do, the best at what you do, you have to be unbalanced to find every bit of fucking energy and strength that you have to pull it off. Then you get balanced once you become great.
There's a moment when every boy realizes no one's coming to save him, and that's when he becomes a man. And some boys never get there and stay children forever. And it's important when we step out of this. Like, this stuff matters because no one's effing coming to save you. No one is going to get you to be a better persuader of people or framer of people other than you. That's one of the more profound philosophical comments. There's a lot of grown men and women that are still boys and girls because they think someone else is coming to change their life.
The comfort zone is dangerous. When you're comfortable, you are at most danger. The comfort zone is somewhere you should never feel comfortable. You should be happy and dissatisfied. Anybody ever tell you, hey, look, you know what? Just be satisfied with what you got. Don't believe them. Get them away from you. You should never be satisfied with what you got because the attempt to get more makes you into something better all the time. Don't let anybody tell you, hey man, you should just be happy no! You should double your business.
My whole job is to outwork the chart. Whatever the fucking chart says about me, the all-knowing power up there, I want to get up there and say, him look at me and say, I know everything. I didn't fucking see this. However I'm being judged, whoever's judging me, to look at me and say, I did not fucking know. I had you at 185, I had you at this, but all this other I was riding as you were living it. I want to find more, all I can. And in that fucking sack of shit, you have to dive in that to find more. Because if you're not willing to go in there and face yourself, you're not gonna find anything. You gotta live right here on surface, man, right here on surface.
Well, so-and-so's a roofer, he works harder than you. Yes, at what? At driving nails into shingles, okay? No offense, but that's not a high brain capacity situation. We're talking about strategically designing your life to become what it is you want to become. And no disrespect to anybody who wants to go do whatever they do or work very hard. I have massive respect from having to work hard into the situation that everybody says, it's work smart, not hard. No, it's work very hard and then smart. And then the shit starts to come together. In the beginning, you're gonna have to work your balls off. The point is this: if you develop the ability to adhere, and you develop discipline, and you practice it over and over and over again, there's literally nothing that you can't become, create, or build if you win day by day by day.
And everybody's different. Everybody's similar, but everybody's different. And your attitude has a giant effect, not just on your life, but on other people's lives around you. That's the other thing about it. Those I can't catch a break guys, get them the fuck away from me. I can't be around those guys. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't buy it.
How can it be good when you lose a loved one? That's definitely a tough question. And I almost replied, no, it isn't good. There's nothing good in death. And then I started to remember the people I've lost, the memories of them, the experiences, the fun, their unique personalities, everything they'd given me, not only in their life, but in their death.
Because everybody has bad breaks.
Yeah.
I've had a shit ton of bad breaks. But you know what I did? I stayed up.
Yeah.
And I thought through it. And I figured out what the fuck I did wrong. And then I went back. It's like I fucked up everything I've ever done 100 times. There's no other way to do it. And I've had a bunch of shitty breaks. Everybody has.
If tomorrow wasn't promised, what would you give for today? Forget everything else. Forget that there was any sunlight left. What would you spend today thinking about? Yourself or the man that's beside you? Or the man that you know you'll give everything in your heart for? We get one opportunity in life, one chance in life to do whatever you're gonna do, to lay your foundation, to make whatever mark you're gonna make.
Give up that war. You know, the war that you have to really fight is the war against yourself. You have to fight the war against yourself. Now, it's not easy to look in the mirror and to change your own life. It's hard as hell. You have to take responsibility. You have to learn new things. You have to feel uncomfortable. Good, because discomfort is how we grow. That's how we become strong. If you run away from discomfort and resistance your whole life, you will always be weak. The muscles only grows from resistance. You have to struggle. You have to build strength. The more I force my hands against that steel bar, the bigger the biceps get and the stronger they get.
From the dawn of human time, a man's role has always been the capability for violence. This is what men were, right? When I look at the world, I look at it from a societal perspective and I look at it from an animalistic perspective. Society has told us to be certain ways, and then our animal instinct tells us to be another way. So society tells you to marry one woman and be loyal, right? And then you have me saying, men are not supposed to do that. We don't want to do that. Any man who sits there and says, I want to do that is lying. He wants to keep the woman he loves, and he wants the woman he loves to be happy. But if he could keep the woman he loves and keep her happy and have other women, he would. What? You're lying if you say that's not true, right? So from an animal perspective, a man's primary role was the capability for violence. We went to war, we conquered stuff, we built stuff, we conquered. That's what men did, we conquered.
I've had 5 to 6 surgeries. I can't even remember how many surgeries I've had. But that's plenty of time to learn a thing or two about a thing or two, don't you think? And take an opportunity to say, you know what, I'm not gonna take your condescending handshake, therapist guy. I'm gonna do this shit on my own. You're telling me 6 months to a year? I'm gonna do it in 3 months. Why? Because I was good health, good rest. I took the Kobe Bryant approach. The more I got towards this fight, sleep less, run more, work out more, feel better, eat good. Repeat the process over and over, and it showed inside that octagon tonight. Anthony Pettis, a very game opponent. We did our homework and we saw him quit. We made him quit.
You chilling out, shit. Saw the fucking dog, all fucking hungover from treats and shit. I thought to myself, that fucking dog is lucky we feed it. About myself, I got feed myself. And every foot strike that hits the pavement, that's how I feed myself. Motherfuckers look for inspiration. Inspiration's found in every footstep you take. Inspiration's found in suffering. So right now, this is my greatest recovery.
And then I think, if I were to make that man, what would I put that man through to make him who he is? Like, it wouldn't be easy times. It wouldn't be quick wins. It wouldn't even be easy wins. It would be the toil and the struggle of achieving and reaching for things that are right out of grasp, that are right above my threshold, and continuing to do that to like lift the weight, to build the muscle, to break it down and do it over and over again, because like that's what creates the character traits that are the man that I want to be. And so when I'm going through those like really harder times, I like to think of looking in my mental mirror of like, I'm making you, I'm not there yet.
If you guys do not do that, I promise you, your life will haunt you for the rest of your days. If there's potential inside of you, which you know it's there, but you're too scared to tell anyone else about it, and you go on and on, get older and older and older and older, and the windows of opportunity start to close, and you knew it could have been given birth to, but you never did it, I promise you, it will haunt you. It's a living nightmare, dude. That fact that you have the ability to do something and you're too weak to fucking turn the key and start the engine on it is a greater disappointment and a greater burden to carry than any of this physical sweat equity or pain in the gym or sacrifice. All that is just nothing compared to a life where you're burdened by regret, guys.
When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, when you ain't got nothing left in your tank, you got to think about the people in your life that you're doing this for. And then if you could think about them, you could go one more mile. You could go one more day at work. You can find a scholarship. When you're doing it for somebody else, when you like that lion, if I don't grind, if we don't grind, if I don't grind, they don't eat. Are you hearing me? So it's your boy E.T. saying, listen to me. This is it. I wish I could back off, but it's fourth quarter. I wish I could tell you something else. I wish I could tell you tired, go take a break. I wish I could tell you tired, rest for a year. I wish I could tell you that it's gonna get easier. I wish I could tell you it's gonna get easier. I wish I could tell you that if you just keep going, it's gonna get lighter. The weight is gonna get light. I wish I could tell you that, but that's not the truth. The truth is you gotta find something within.
My response is that I'll support them in any of their dreams. Whatever makes them happy makes me happy. I would encourage everyone to play football for the simple reason that it is hard. It's hard when you're young to wake up in the off season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes. It's hard when you're on your way to practice, weighed down with all your gear, and it's 90 degrees out and all the other kids are at the pool or at the beach, and your body is already completely exhausted from workouts in 2-a-days. It's hard to throw, catch, block, and tackle, and hit kids when they're way bigger and way more developed than you, only to go home that night bruised and battered and strained, but knowing you have to show up again the next day for just the chance to try again.
Never want to lose. I never want to get so nice with, oh, yeah, I did it, man. I did it, I'm good. That mentality of I'm willing to pick up that shovel and I'm willing to dig a 3-mile line, there's something about that mentality that I'm ready to go to work at any time. And that's what keeps me, those are the sparks. Like, I look at motivation as just a spark. It's like kindling. How a big fire starts, it starts with a little smoke. It starts with a little cigarette being thrown in the woods. Next thing you know, all California's fucking burn up. That's what I've been doing my whole life, is I find these little sparks. And once that little thing takes off, that's a 1-hour fuel. Then you got 10-hour fuel. Then you can move that thing to a 10,000-hour fuel. These big logs and big trees that burn for days. And that's where you want to bring that motivation.
And so if God said, ain't this your time? We done with it? All right, cool, what's next? Yeah. But the pain and regret would be if I went to make that tackle, didn't give everything I had to it, I get injured, life has changed, and now I gotta carry a burden of, man, what if I gave everything I had to? Like, people are talented, skillful, brilliant, like people are so gifted, but people very seldom give everything they got to something. And so they walk around with regret, they walk around with bitterness, they walk around with all these different things when things don't turn out the way that they wanted to because they didn't give everything they had to it. And it's like, bro, the price of discipline, pain and regret. Like, just be disciplined and go at it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't turn out, the reward is you got peace, that you gave everything you had to it.
The campaign of hard work and dedication. It's waking up early and going to bed late and grinding out every second in between, every single day. You want to get better? You want to self-improve? Stop looking for a shortcut and go find your alarm clock. find your discipline, and find your guts and your passion and your drive, and find your will. And then you will find your freedom.
I was struggling. I was crying out loud in pain. Your mind and your character are no different than your body and your muscles. If you want to grow as a person, you really have to make friends with pain. Embrace the discomfort. Enjoy the struggle. You have two paths in front of you right now. One of them is going to be the harder one today. It's going to be downright painful. You will have to force your brain to think in new ways. You might lose some friends who want to hold on to their weak beliefs. As you pull yourself away from that anger and that hate, eventually you will start to feel empowered. You will realize that you have the greatest power of all, the power to change your own life.
Everything happens for a reason. Even when my dad was incarcerated and he went away, I still will hear his words in the back of my mind. Continue to work hard. Nothing is gonna come easy. I worked extremely hard to get to this point, and every day I know I'm blessed. I'm truly, truly blessed, and I don't take anything for granted. And nobody in here can take anything for granted. I had a game plan, and when I say TBE, it's no disrespect to no legendary champion, because every fighter that's in this room has to feel that he's the best. If not, you in the wrong sport.
If you see that you have an empty calendar, most people assume that if someone asks you for that time, it's therefore theirs. It's only not theirs when someone else has claimed it, which means that your time only belongs to other people. And then you're surprised by the fact that your investment of time has yielded nothing for you when you've given the only and most valuable asset that you have to everyone else, who often give a very poor return on it for you. And so in the beginning, if you don't have money, the only thing you have is time. That is the only thing it's the only currency you can spend to improve yourself or get closer to your goals. And so if that's the one currency you have, then why on earth would you give it away?
Something that you know you should do. You can hesitate for 1 second. That 1 second of hesitation, all of a sudden it turns into 5 seconds, and then 10 seconds, and then 10 minutes. And then just like that, you drifted into the eternity zone. 1 second became an eternity because something that was gonna happen is now never gonna happen, ever. Why is that? Because you hesitated. You hesitated. So don't take that chance. Instead, take action.
Because it doesn't mean that you can't be kind if you're strong, but it does mean you can't be strong if you're weak. If you're weak, you're fucked. And there's a lot of weak people in this country right now that are trying to take control. And they're gathering up all the other weak people and they say, yeah, let's all be weak together. And they're willing to embrace all sorts of ideas that have been disproven, not just disproven, that have caused the deaths of untold millions of people in Maoist China and Stalinist Russia, and it's crazy.
Take action. A body in motion tends to stay in motion. A body at rest tends to stay at rest. You've had enough damn rest. Go take action.
And they're short-sighted, and they're short-sighted because in the short term, they want their tribe to win, and there's so many weak people that'll join along with them. There's so many just simple-minded dullards that just want to promote their tribe.
I don't want to rest, and I don't want to coast, and I don't want to reach a point in my life where I say, I've done enough. I'm not going to give anymore. I'm not going to push anymore. No, that relentless cycle of day-to-day challenges, they aren't maddening to me. They don't frustrate me. They inspire me. Inspire me to drive and push more and to push harder. That's what that rock does to me. So I say, dig in and get to pushing.
A lot of us out here are pushing real hard, but we're afraid to go to that dark side. In your mind, when you push real hard, you have this door in your mind. A lot of us don't want to open that door. Because once you open that door, you're in a tunnel. And it's a dark ass tunnel. And you can't see shit. But there's one thing about being in dark places. If you have the courage to stay in there long enough, your eyes will start to adjust to the darkness. Your body and mind will always adjust to more suffering. If you want to push harder, know this. Your mind quits way before your body does. So you have to be willing to go way into that darkness and find more of yourself.
If you build a house on the sand, guys,
as strong as that house is, as fabulous and you know, modern that house may be, if the foundation's on sand, the winds and the rains will come and that house will crumble because the foundation's shit. If you build that same house on a rock, no matter what happens, it'll stand the test of time. Just like your friend or your loved one that has died, his character lives on and stands the test of time because he built strong core values. In this gym, we're gonna live though. And how are we gonna live? We're gonna live healthy by building the core values of our physical structure, the internal and external obliques in our back muscles, our lower back muscles.
You feel can't nothing stop you. You gifted, you talented, you skillful, you brilliant. And I remember an elder said to me one day, always be willing to challenge and reevaluate what you think you know to be true. Right? And I'm like, okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Right? I got you. He's like, no, always be willing to challenge and reevaluate what you think you know to be true. You could be so skillful, so gifted, so talented. You could be the cat that can roll out of bed, do something that not a lot of other people can do.
Yeah.
But sooner than later, it's gonna catch up with you.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the trick of life,
Yeah.
right? You YOLO, you living, you good. People tell you, oh, do your thing, right? You got skill sets, you got gifts, you got talents and abilities that can help you get out of problems, help you overcome adversity and opposition. If you're not growing with your gifts, your talent, and your ability, sooner or later, your advantage is going to become your disadvantage.
Man, I want to do this thing. And then I hear all these other voices of reasons why I shouldn't do it, or why somebody else will say, like, that's bad, or you're bad, or like, that's wrong, whatever. And so I think I've had to come up with a lot of these devices to get around my own insecurities, to take action despite those insecurities. And the biggest one that I think about is that it doesn't matter whether I achieve all of my goals or I don't achieve all of the goals. In 3 generations, I'll be forgotten, and the only people who were naysaying against me will also be dead. And so then it's like, just do it for me. And then when I wake up every day, there's only one voice I have to listen to.
But I am saying that sometimes, especially with like little things, little low risk things that people are sweating the details on. What workout of the day will produce optimum results? What heart rate is best for my cardio development? Or when will you be able to get the best deal on that piece of gear that you need? Or where should we go for dinner tonight? Or when's the most favorable time to get started? Or what's the most advantageous way to do whatever? Lots of questions you can ask yourself, and sometimes it's a good option just to say, I don't care about any of that.
Now, am I gonna say you're gonna become a millionaire in the next 3 months? Bro, probably not. You'll probably even lose money. You'll probably fail more in these 3 months than you have in your entire life, because now you're actually going and trying these things. And in you doing that, you're gonna fucking fail. You're gonna fall. And in that process of you falling and getting back up, that's where you're gonna learn. That's where you're gonna build the character. And that's what will eventually lead to you becoming the type of person in order to make everything succeed. I'm here to tell you, if you just fucking locked in for the next 3 months, bro, you could change your life. And I know it because it changed my life.
There's no failure in sports. You know, there's good days, bad days. Some days you are able to be successful, some days you're not. Some days it's your turn, some days it's not your turn. And that's what sports is about. You don't always win. Some other people's gonna win. And this year, somebody else is gonna win. Simple as that. We're gonna come back next year, try to be better, try to build good habits, you know, and hopefully we can win a championship. So 50 years from 1971 to 2021 that we didn't win a championship, it was 50 years of failures? No, it was not. It was steps to it. You know, and we were able to win one, hopefully we can win another one.
The sleepless nights, the sacrifices, the prayers you whispered when nobody was watching. It's all about those moments when you could have folded, but you didn't. You see, the underdog story is the realest story there is. Because when you come from nothing, you appreciate everything. You hustle different, you love different, and you lead different. I want you to do 3 things. Stay humble. Never forget where you came from. Stay hungry. Keep that fire in your soul. And stay true. Always be real with yourself and the world. Because the world don't need no more copies. It need originals. And trust me, ain't nobody else that can do what you do like you do.
You have to let it all go, Nia. Fear, doubt, and disbelief. Free your mind.